All right, looks like I am live. Good morning, happy Tuesday. My name is Daryl, and I'm here to vibe code in Kali Linux. So, this is my Kali Linux operating system. But believe it or not, I converted my 2-year old laptop to Kali Linux, which is a ethical hacking program or operating system where you can begin your ethical hacking career or journey. And yes, it is possible to vibe code, to use AI, to use AI agents, to use almost anything in AI in Kali Linux, which is a tool to perform ethical hacking. So I already established or set up some of my environments with AI in this system. And the purpose of this video is to inform, show, and just provide knowledge of how AI can help in a positive way. Also, can be the good, the bad, and the ugly. Especially with tools like this and no serious guardrails um, when it comes to AI and AI agents. And once we fully deploy AI agents, not as the simple ones, but more sophisticated ones where we can do a lot of things behind the scenes together with the agent itself. So this is, you know, one of my sessions to show the good, the bad, and the ugly of AI. So right now I have Cloud Code installed onto the terminal. Um, the regular terminal in Kali Linux, you have a PowerShell and a terminal emulator. You also have the root um, terminal where you can actually go in and do some system admin, more of the super admin of Kali Linux. So I'm going to give you a little 2-minute navigation or introduction of Kali Linux for whoever is watching this and whoever is new to Kali Linux. Um, I am still learning, so there's a lot of pretty interesting stuff in this operating system. A lot of things to learn, which is pretty amazing that I can keep learning and using AI to learn how to ethically hack um, AI agents and so forth. How to do a lot of case studies and prompt injections. How to do um, website hacking, all ethical at the same time. So within Kali Linux, you have about 16 categories. You have the reconnaissance, which is the Bluetooth, host information, network information. And like I said, I'm still learning, so bear with me. At the same time, there are tons of videos of Kali Linux and how to get started in Kali Linux. Um, so please feel free to do a YouTube search on getting yourself up to speed with Kali Linux. You have resource development where you have CLang, CLang++, generic listening TCP, MSF, NASM shell, radar. You have initial access, execution. You have persistence, privilege escalation, defense evasion, credential access, discovery, lateral movement, collection, command and control, exfiltration, impact forensics, and service and other tools. So, why does this matter? And why am I in this operating system when I have no right or business? Well, I have a right, no privilege or business in hacking when that is not my skills. Well, the answer is the sky's the limit. At the same time, I want to understand, if and when an AI agent gets rogue, as what they all say on the social media, and I want to be able to prevent that or mitigate those types of risks, especially when I have a condition called PTSD. The good is I can still continue to learn. As I have this condition, I have to keep thinking. My mind is all turning every single second. So to keep learning is for me to stay grounded. The bad, there's no serious guardrails in AI, and eventually that's going to change as time goes on, and as more and more the AI gets progressively better at many things. The ugly, realistically, if I don't take my meds and I get mad, I can just go in here and create a prompt and have Claude Code, which I'm going to try out someday, maybe here on this session, to see if Claude Code really acts the way it's supposed to act in operating systems just like this. And of course, to share everything that AI can do and teach you up close and personal. And believe it or not, AI taught me how to install this, how to add things to this. Like I have Microsoft Outlook, Zoom, Teams, and I created a little SSD drive for me. So this is basically installed onto my operating system. I'm not using Windows or Ubuntu. It's just straight up Kali Linux. The SSD drive is about 1 terabyte, and I have about 16 gigabytes of RAM. So it's not too heavy on the laptop itself, which I can do very minimum to lightweight AI agents across the board inside this operating system. I can deactivate the Bluetooth functionality on this laptop, but I'm not going to do that just yet. But I can insert my SSD external hard drive or SSD drive and start to use that as extra storage. So I've also installed VS Code, which I've been using since last night. And I have established or developed or installed Crew AI. Crew AI is a multi-agent automation framework. I've been using Crew AI for quite some time, actually going on 3 years. It's pretty amazing stuff, and it's right at the heart of the AI agent framework. If you want to get started with AI agents, so I established the environment. I haven't created any crews, or yes, that's what they call it. Besides calling it AI agents, they call it crews. So I haven't done anything further than just install Crew AI onto Kali Linux. So what I've been doing, since I'm still learning and going off the cuff with this, is I've been using Claude Code to help me install programs onto this operating system. So like I said, I tasked Claude Code to install Outlook, Zoom, Teams, and now I'm gonna try something different. If I can create a AI agent interface straight from Claude Code based off the out-of-the-box components and the features that it has inside Claude Code, and I want to see how efficient it can be, especially with Claude Code being installed on my terminal. So let's ask it, and this is no, I didn't incorporate any prompt injection or instructions to Claude Code. I left it the way it is. I installed it, and then I just started to use it. So nothing in the back end is forcing or instructing Claude Code to create an AI agent for me or do things otherwise. So let's do, let's create an AI agent in a chat interface. Oh, and I also installed Ollama onto this operating system. Creating an agent and a chat interface that hosts Ollama that will be always activated when launching the chat interface. So I do think I need to put GUI just to be on the safe side, because if I were to leave the chat interface just the way it is, it might just create a terminal user interface. So let's ask Cloud Code to put the chat interface onto a GUI. Include the current layout of frontier large language models, features and functionality. Create a desktop shortcut so that I can access the AI agent at any time. So let's hit enter and see what it does. So let me see if I could maximize this. Oh, all right. So let's try the Windows. Oh, okay. So believe it or not, folks, the shortcut keys from Windows can be applied onto Kali Linux. And you can tell I'm a newbie in Kali Linux, which I am. So no harm, no offense. You're not offending me if you call me a newbie. And this is the advantage of how AI can help to give you that enhancement to do things you've never done before. So if you're scared or intimidated to do something or to teach yourself something, believe it or not, you can ask AI to help you in taking that extra step or that baby step. So yes, what I displayed was not thinking. Basically, 10 years ago, in order for me to get to this level, I would have to go to Kali Linux schools or attend a webinar and learn Kali Linux, especially through YouTube. But AI is here to amplify and expedite that at the same time. So right now, I'm really curious to see if it'll actually create the chat interface, and it'll be stored here or shown here. Oh, I forgot to say a disclaimer. Disclaimer, this is for educational and training purposes only. I do not support or advise you to use AI for bad or harmful things. So please do not use AI for bad. All right, so it's showing me its first red. So we'll see what happens right now. So right now it's going to try a different approach. And let's see if we can scroll up here. So it failed at installing Ollama or incorporating Ollama by using curl. So now it's going to try a different approach. So let's hit yes. Okay, let's hit yes again. So now it's using winget. Okay, it's going back to curl. So one thing I noticed too about Claude Code, it doesn't fully understand its environment. So going back up here, when installing Claude Code, it didn't inform me that that's actually in Kali Linux. So that's something interesting. So the reason why I decided to do this app to be stored or placed on my desktop app is because in order to use Ollama, besides paying the $20 a month now for using the Ollama Turbo, I would have to go through the terminal to run Ollama and interact with the models from Ollama. So I want to see if I could actually convert or create a chat interface to use Ollama in Kali Linux. So right now it's using curl to install or incorporate Ollama. And when I installed Ollama onto this OS, I installed GPT OSS 20 billion, so it should pick up that model. And sorry for the screen, it might be too small, but let me see. It's still small. So as that's working, let's go into Visual Studio Code and let's create a crew for the very first time. So in order to create a crew, you would have to type out a command line, which is the crew AI create crew, and then you can name your crew. So let's try that. Crew AI create crew, and then let's do Kali crew. All right. Okay, so it didn't help me with that. So let's try this task Copilot to help me with developing in Crew. So let's use Claude 3.7 and let's ask it to create a crew. By running the following. Okay. So it's either going to be, oh, never mind. I was going to say, normally it gets stored into the SRC main folder, but it's actually creating its own directory itself inside my Crew AI main folder. So let it do its, actually, let's answer one question. So let's do 7, since I'm using Ollama. And then let's use 1, which is the Llama 3.1. All right, so Kali Crew created successfully. And there you go. So it actually created my entire directory for me. And now I've got to go in there and do some revisions for the AI agents and the tasks, and also incorporate more function calling, customized tool calling. I can also train it off the cuff inside Kali Crew. But let's switch over to see where we're at with the AI agent interface. So let that do its thing, and then we can go back into the VS Code, and we can expand more with Kali Crew. So right now, GitHub Copilot is asking me if it would like to customize any specific part of the crew configuration. Let's do having this Kali Crew be able to help assist me in learning Kali Linux. Please help me customize the Kali Crew to assist me in learning Kali Linux. Okay, so now it's gonna revise the agents.yaml, which is it's like the executional file, but more of not note-taking, but it's more of Excel, VBS or VBA coding in that way, or macros, put it that way. And in order to find the agents.yaml and tasks.yaml file, you go under SRC, and it's under the config folder where you can actually go in here and revise the agents, which you can revise the role, the goal, and the backstory. So right now it's gonna change all this to a Kali expert. So we'll go back and we'll check where we are at with the AI agent chat interface. So scrolling back up before I hit the yes button on here. So it's actually giving me the code. Okay. So let's go and click yes. See what it does next. So it's going to use tkinter to develop that GUI. And tkinter is a pre-installed, out-of-the-box user interface or graphical user interface in VS Code. So that's what it's doing right now. So let's hit yes. Hit yes. So normally people, when you vibe code, just be aware that it will say it did it, but you always fact check and verify the output of the AI agents. This will be something interesting. I never done this before. I'm always a Windows fan. So jumping out of the vibe coding arena and fully vibe coding in Kali, it's interesting. Okay, so right now it's installed onto my root directory, as you see right there. It might be too small, but it's already installed on my root directory as AI chat agent. So I'm curious to see its creativity with how the interface would look. I just gave it the basic, create use a GUI based upon the current layout of the frontier large language models. So I'm curious to see what it would actually build out for me. And then let's go back to VS Code. So let's use Pylance. Okay, so let's close that out. So what we're going to do is keep everything. So as you see here, which that might be too small, but going in deep into the agents.yaml file, GitHub Copilot did revise the entire code for me. And what it did was it created three AI agents or crews. The first crew is a security expert. Its goal is to explain Linux tools, techniques, and security concepts with precision and clarity. You are a cybersecurity professional with extensive experience using Kali Linux for pen testing, security assessments, and ethical hacking. You have deep knowledge of all Kali Linux tools and can explain security concepts in an accessible way. So one thing I'm gonna probably include later on is to have some guardrails somewhere, maybe on the goal section, so that way it can stay on the right side. The second crew, it's a learning path designer, where Its goal is to create structured learning paths and practical exercises for mastering Kali Linux. You're a seasoned educator, okay? For beginners and professionals alike, you excel breaking down complex topics into digestible lessons. And then we have the Kali Linux Tool Specialist, which is the crew or agent that will be able to apply and teach me Kali Linux applications from there. So let's look into the tasks.yaml, and it's giving me a few tasks that it generated for me. So the first task is the introduction task, which will teach me how to use Kali and how to navigate around Kali. The second task is a learning path, which is the modules, micro courses, and so forth. And then the last task is a tool guide task, which will be able to help me with applications within Kali. So GitHub Copilot is asking if it would like me to modify anything specific about the setup or change the focus topic from pen testing to something else. Love those open-ended questions. So let's keep it at pen testing for now, and then we can create another crew to help with assist with other things. So let's see if we can create a custom tool to teach me how to create an AI agent man in the middle. How am I going to word this? Create a custom tool to teach me how to create an AI agent man in the middle app that will be stored. Let's just keep it like that. Which is create a custom tool to teach me how to create an AI agent man in the middle app. See what that does. So the custom tools are on the tools folder. And right now it only gave me a basic out of the box template for creating custom tools. So right now it's gonna create me an AI agent MITM tool that will provide guidance on creating an AI agent man in the middle application. So switch over to Claude Code and see where we're at with that. Okay, so hit yes. So it's progressing along. It's writing out the app for me. So now it's going to install the dependencies. So the reason why I'm switching back and forth is because the advantage of vibe coding is you can multitask in different IDEs using different agents to help in developing your AI ecosystem. So you're not tied to just one task. You're able to expand when vibe coding, but you always got to fact check and verify. So right now, Claude Code is testing the AI agent setup. So we're getting close. And let's go back into the VS Code, see where we're at with this work. Okay, so now I created a readme.md file. The readme.md file is the go-to place to find out how to install the AI agent, or Kali Crew in this case. It gives me the entire knowledge base of how to install it, how to run it, what prereqs are being used. So as you see here, it created a AI MITM tool. So we're going to keep that. Okay, so now we're going to go into the main Crew AI folder, and we're going to use the features and functionality that Crew AI comes with out of the box. There are a lot of features and functionality, and in order to provide a layman's term of it all, you can go to their website. I can bring it up real quick. And we can just hit Crew AI. And you can tell I'm old school because I'm using Google search. Normally, I would have Agent Mode from GPT-5 help me with that. But this is Crew AI's website. I am not sponsored or working for them, but I do use their products. I've been using their products since the time they started to go public. So they're pretty good tool to use to create crews or AI agents. So what we're going to do is go under the docs, and I believe it's under the open source tab. And scrolling back up here, Crew AI has been the top tier platform of all AI influencers. They've been using it, and it's pretty cool to use. Like I said, so you have Matt Bierman, yeah, and then I believe Theo did do a YouTube video on Crew AI, but I'm not sure. But I know Crew AI is pretty popular around the AI community. So I'm looking for the documentation section, which is right here. So this is the place to go to see visually on how to use Crew AI to the best of its capabilities. So you have the core concepts, and you have the MCP integration, you have the tool section, and you have the observability section. Then you can learn, and then the telemetry. Oh God, I can't even speak. Okay, so going back into VS Code. So right now, what it built out so far for me, I'm not going to go into this just yet, but I'm going to go over what it actually built out for me right now. So what it did was it built out an overview of the man-in-the-middle application, a detailed architecture design with diagrams, implementation steps, Python code examples, AI model selection, and then setup instructions, and then ethical considerations and best practices. So that's the intent of Kali Crew. But let's redirect and go into the AI agent chat interface, and let's continue on. So before we do that, the agent interface has the capabilities to code and debug, writing and editing, analyze and research, learning and education, creative projects, and problem solving. So let's hit yes. So it is including core features as well, real-time streaming responses. Let's see, where did lost my train of thought when it actually jumped. Okay, conversation memory, which AI remembers context across the conversation, multiple model support. One thing it didn't include as its core features is RAG, which I'm pretty surprised, but we have to incorporate that later down the line. So the system is ready to use. The AI agent will automatically download the default model, so you can access this anytime. So I don't see the desktop shortcut. So let's ask it to please proceed to create the desktop shortcut so that I can start using the app. Let's keep it simple and we'll see what happens. So I'm very curious to see if this will work, because the ultimate goal is to have that desktop shortcut appear on my screen and open it up successfully and start using the agent from there. So it's telling me it's fully installed, but where? So let's go into the all applications and let's search under application finder and let's do AI agent. So it's not installed as an app. So let's, okay, so I don't see it anywhere on my screen. So let's say I do not see the desktop shortcut. On my desktop screen. Please help. So hit yes. Files there but not showing in your desktop. Let me try a different approach. Okay, so we're going to hit yes. Hit yes. Hit yes. We're going to keep hitting yes. So here is where we're running into some snags, as you see there with the red lines. We're going to keep hitting yes. Oh, there it is. So it wiped out my my apps that I was showing earlier, which is interesting. Because reading throughout the dialogue here, it didn't inform me that it will do that. So we'll see. But that's okay. I can always put them back onto my my desktop screen. So I'm going to be testing if this thing actually does work. Hello, Daily Drive. Good to see you. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've done this, if you vibe coded in Kali Linux before. This is something new that I'm actually doing. So it's telling me that the AI agent should start up, okay, automatically launching a llama and present you with the modern chat interface. What method would you like to try first? So launch the agent. See if it actually launched it for me. Nice. Okay. We are cooking. So let's go back here, see what it's actually telling me. So thank you, Claude Code, for launching the interface for me. Pretty good job, though, on the GUI. We just got to add and tweak more things on it. It's a pretty dark theme, but I can live with it. Okay, so let's maximize that. And this is a dark theme, and I'm probably going to ask to change that later. So right now it understood that it does have Jippity OSS 20 billion. So let's see if it can actually work. So without anything that I need to do, let's see if I can say hello to it. And the control enter. Interesting. Okay. So AI is thinking. AI is still thinking, guys. I know it's kind of small to see in the bottom, but just letting you know. So eventually I want to take this AI thinking and put it here, just like what we all see in chat in Jippity 5. But that's later as I progress on this build. So I just use one token, one message. I'm still waiting to receive back an output from Jippity OSS. Temperature is at 0.7 and streaming is on. And unfortunately it's not working. So let's take a chill pill and explore the tabs here before we go back and start to micromanage Claude Code. So let's see if we are. Let's see if we can use the settings and see if it actually can work from there. So let's do models. So I don't want to pull any other models because Jippity OSS is already installed. So let's go to options. I'm not going to clear memory, tools, review code. Maybe debug help? No. So it's not giving me. So right now it's ready. So let's try it again. Control enter and see what it does. Because right now it said ready. Okay, so I could export the chat. I could clear the chat. Okay, so it's giving me all those options. So we'll do 2 attempts and then we'll see what's next to do. We'll just go ahead and task Claude Code to help activate the agent. So we'll just go ahead and copy this entire chat history log. And it's still giving me the same thing. So now we're going to ask, we're going to task Claude Code to help me fix this error. I need the model to be activated. At all times. Okay, so Control V. Okay, so let's do paste clipboard. There you go. Then hit enter. So different shortcut keys. So instead of hitting Control V, you gotta use the paste clipboard to paste some things on. I'm gonna leave this up because in vibe coding, there are a lot of possibilities that the GUI would always change. So I always leave up the current GUI so that way it won't update or convert the GUI to a different type of GUI that I didn't want it to. Oh, okay, so found the issue. You have a very large 13 gigabyte model, which is causing timeouts. Okay, but I have a 1 terabyte SSD storage with 16 gigabytes of RAM. So yeah, it shouldn't be too heavy. So it's going to be using Llama 3.2, and that's about 2 gigs. Okay, which is reasonable. From 13 to 2, that's a huge significant difference. One thing I should have done is do a one-stop request to Claude Code to incorporate a toggle on dark, light, and dark mode. But we can do that later. So far, it's given me in the options tab the response creativity and the memory management, where I can go in it and delete the memory or the chat history messages. In the tools section, I can upload a file, which I haven't tried yet. I can ask it quick prompts, such as explaining the code, review code, write documentation, debug help, and optimize code. So I want to explore more with these prompts once I get this model to start working. So we'll let it do its thing. We're going to keep the GUI up, and we're going to go back into Crew AI. So now we're going to see how we can run this just without training the crew. And what we're going to do is we'll scroll all the way down, and then we can do cd Kali crew. Okay, and then crew run. As you see right here, I can kickstart the crew. Okay, so now it's creating my virtual environment. Let's close out GitHub Copilot so we can expand this more. So it's building out my Kali crew. So there's about 208 packages that's going to install. And I'm not using any API keys. I'm just using Ollama since I have an Ollama installed onto Kali. All right, so let's switch over and see what is going on with the interface, the AI agent interface. So that's still doing its thing. And let's go back to VS Code. So it's almost there. It's about 201 packages installed, so 5 more left. So I haven't given any data or knowledge base onto my Kali crew yet. I want to see if the actual source code is working so we can progress further. So right now it installed 208 packages. So now we have a traceback error, which is right here. So that wasn't successful. So I have dirty code. And when I say dirty code is in vibe coding, in my opinion, having problems in one of the files is dirty code, in my opinion. I'm always striving for 0 problems, and I'm always striving not to get tracebacks while I vibe code. So let's go back in here and task Copilot to help fix this issue. We'll do error. Oh, so it's going to give me the I'm pasting the AI agent interface one. So let's scroll here. Let's do right click, copy, and then paste. There you go. So we'll let it do its thing. Okay, so it has the right information to fix the error. So we'll go back in here. We'll press yes. And then we'll press yes again. So now it's going to create a mono management script. And then it's going to launch the app again. So I'm going to keep this up and see if it'll actually open it up. Okay, so we'll go back in here, press approve. All right. So it's closing out the app, and hopefully it brings up the same layout, not a changed interface. Yes. So it's keeping the GPT OSS 20 billion. I'm surprised it didn't delete it since it's telling me it was too big. There we go. It changed my interface. It's still using GPT OSS, but it's working now, which is a good sign. Okay. So let it we'll let it load up the model. before we actually type in the hello and see if it actually responds back to me naturally. Okay, so now it told me it's ready, so let's not waste any time and ask it or give it something. Let's do, oh, okay, Control Enter. AI is thinking. This may take time for large models. Okay, so improvements, which is good. And it's also showing thinking, which is good too as well. And then it highlighted up here in the title, fix and optimize. So I want to see if that's true. So right now it's still thinking. So let's go back to VS Code and see what we can do to get this one running, which is the Kali crew. So I don't want to use any OpenAI. I want to use Ollama, that's what I selected when I created the crew. So it's redirecting me to OpenAI, which I don't want to do. I want to use Ollama. So I might just stop it and say, hey, I don't want to use OpenAI. Let's go ahead and do that. I do not want to use OpenAI. I want to use Ollama. So let it redirect itself and correct itself to use Ollama. Then we'll go back in here. So it's still thinking. As far as the AI agent chat interface, expand on the GUI. Okay. All right, so let's see what we can do to nudge this thing to work. And it's giving me a feature that says warm-up model. So we'll do that. Okay, so we'll let it do its thing. We might have to go back to Claude Code and task it more to make more improvements and adjustments to get this model working for me. So I'm going to go back to Crew AI or Kali Crew. So now it redirected itself to use Ollama, and it's going to be using the Gipity OSS 20 billion model, and hopefully get this thing up and running. And one thing with Crew AI, there's no GUI, so it's going to be terminal based, but you could use tkinter to convert it into a chat interface or a GUI in that way. All right, so let's switch. And again, it's still timing out. So good progress, but not good enough. Oh, wait, it's actually typing. So user just says hello. We need to respond appropriately. So it's working, but it's slow. The system instructions say we should be one thing about AI agents is you have to have empathy and watch how slow it can be and stay calm and not get irritated because it's too slow. As you see here, I'm in the 40s, so I was born in the dial-up era, so it just feels like dial-up at the time, except without the screeching noise on on the background. All right, so it looks like it's done. Okay, so it's pretty slow. Ah, there you go. Ah, at least it's giving me a clap. Okay, so oh boy. Jippity OSS 20 billion is working hard today. It's earning its paycheck. Okay. So once this is finished, I'm gonna let it do its thing, and then I'm gonna probably retask Cloud Code to ask it to make it much more faster as far as its response, because it is giving me a real timeout info here, and it gave me the warm up failed, so we're gonna have Cloud Code help with that, help fix that. All right, so it's done with that. So we're gonna do is copy this notification, and then we can. That is a really awesome username, existential baby. IG, it's bleeding onto system RAM, the model. Ah, okay. Yeah, I believe you. And I apologize for slaying your username. So let's go back and task it to fix the latency in the output of the model. Use or see the example error. Ah, okay, so now I gotta do is paste clipboard. Let's see what it does. So I'm hoping since it regenerated a new interface, I'm hoping it will give me a better interface. I've had experiences where it gave me a very bad interface, and it was really bad. It was really, really bad. So hopefully it doesn't go back and it just goes forward into a positive progression, but we'll see what happens. Vached Mishra, hello, thank you for watching. Let me know if you guys have ever vibe coded in Kali Linux. Obviously, it's possible, but yeah, let me know if you actually done this before. I'm getting really good outputs as far as vibe coding inside Kali Linux, but still getting some errors, I guess, if you put it that way. So we're gonna let it do its thing. I'm gonna leave this interface up. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, it doesn't change. I didn't specifically say don't change it, but I want to be able to trust my agent. But that's growing pains with trust and confidence with working with these agents alongside in a personal way and a professional way. So let's do and switch directions and go into VS Code. So right now it's using Jippity OSS 20 billion. And what we can do is we'll keep, oh darn, I forgot to click keep, but we can do that after. So right now it's going to create a script to check if the model configuration is working properly. which is good. We're going to do keep all, and that means saving my work. Existential baby says hello. Hey, hello back to you. Maybe that was a relay or delayed comment. Oh, okay. So how many? 10 minutes. Okay. So I have to plug this in real quick. Right. We are cooking now. Okay, so let it do its thing. So it's already configuring Ollama, which is good. Good progress. I might have to upgrade the pip to 25.2 because right now I have 24.3.1 right now. So that may be a blocker, but we can always install the upgrade once we're done with this. And then we're going to switch directions, and we're going to go back in here, and then we're going to press yes. All right. Round 2. Hopefully it stays the same or it gets better as far as the interface. Yes. Okay. Good. Stayed the same. A little bit different buttons on here, which is okay. So large model optimized, no warm up needed. So it's ready to send a message. So it did include zero latency mode, which is good. I'm not going to test it just yet. So we'll see. And yes. So it's still working its magic. So I'm not going to interact with the model just yet until this thing, until Claude Code completes its task. Okay, so it just did. So since it already started the interface, let's go ahead and try it out. So it's connected to the model. Yes, I'm running GPT OS locally, and it's installed locally on the operating system. Baidu Ernie 21 billion. I haven't tried that. That's interesting. I'll definitely take note of that and get that model a shot. Have you had a success with that model? And I'm going to call you eBaby, since I'm getting tongue twisted with your username. Yeah. So let me know if you have you tried any apps using Baidu Ernie 21 billion with Mixture of experts. Right now, it's still connecting to the model, which is slow, and taking into consideration that it's 13 gigabytes. Well, like I said, I have a 1 terabyte SSD drive with 16 gigabytes of RAM. Maybe that's the issue is the 16 gigabytes of RAM, and maybe I got to go up or increase to 32 gigs. But this is a Dell laptop, so having that option is not possible because it's soldered. The RAM is soldered onto the entire system. So we'll let it do its thing, and then we'll go back to VS Code. So let's try running the crew, see what it does. I don't have a GPU. I run mixture of experts models on CPU only. Whoa, that's pretty interesting. CPU is I find CPU a lot slower just by only using CPU, but that's interesting. I would love to explore that more just using CPU, which this is my first time actually using just only CPU laptop. I don't have NVIDIA installed. I just have this Dell Latitude 7430, I believe. So yes, I'm using a CPU laptop, only CPU laptop, and you can see here it can handle light models, lightweight agents, but once I start to scale up, I'm most likely going to have to scale up with having a vGPU or an external SSD drive to actually use as a daily driver for this. So right now, the Kali crew is started. So the Linux security expert has been initialized. Now it's thinking, which is good. Good progression. This is what we want to see when vibe coding is the output, which is good code. And I say good code is because I'm pretty sure there's errors within the file, so we'd have to go in and solve those errors. So it's still thinking. So what Crew AI is going to do, or the process, is to take those three crews and collaborate with each other and be able to have a main output based upon their collaboration. And we're going to see the dialogue between the three crews on what they're actually thinking of and what they're sharing with each other. So I might just reduce the model down to maybe Llama 3.1, but we'll see. I wanted to give GPT OSS a chance, but as you see here, it's pretty slow. So let's switch and go back to okay, so it gave me a no response, which is interesting. So let's try asking it again or saying hello back. Okay, so okay, so this is a dead end. So it's generating and it paused or it froze up on me. So let's hit stop and let's test the model. So I may have to resort to a lighter model, meaning something less than 13 gigabytes, which is most likely going to be Llama 3.1, which that's a 2 gigabyte model. So I'll go back and ask Cloud Code to use that model, and I'll probably delete this off of my system so that way I can just use Llama off the cuff. I haven't used in this OS. I did not install Llama CPP, but I'm definitely going to do that as I build on. Karen, it's okay. I'm live, so no worries at all. I'm doing good. I hope all is well on your end. Thank you for watching. But yeah, let's see where vibe coding can take us in Kali Linux. So right now it's sending a message, even though it's timed out, which is interesting. I'm going to hit enter and see if it is receiving my response. So I'm pretty sure the root cause is the 13 gigabyte model, which is GPT OSS, which I definitely gotta continue on this session and use Llama 3.1 and see if there's a difference between the two. So let's go back to Crew AI, and we're experiencing the same thing. So at a human perspective, since we can say an AI agent perspective now these days, at a human perspective, it looks like the root cause is the model. The model is about 13 gigabytes, which is GPT OSS 20 billion. So I most likely have to reduce the model size down to, like I said, Llama 3.1, which is a 2 gigabyte one. So we're just going to pause here and end the session for now. I'll probably pick back up later on today. And I'm probably most likely going to be vibe coding directly in Kali Linux now and see how sufficient or how beneficial it can be using Kali Linux with AI agents and see what I can build within this operating system. But again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. Let me know if you want me to try something out in Kali Linux. We can build so many different things with Claude Code and of course VS Code. But let me know your thoughts, comments, and yeah, if you ever tried this approach before besides Windows and Ubuntu, yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you guys. See you in my next session.